a.m. Eastern Standard Time, but I have to go do something today, so I'm not going to be able to do the stream at the normal time at 9:30 a.m. Plus, it's early in the morning here. I won't be quiet because there's people still kind of getting up, but also there's a little girl doing her piano lesson upstairs. I can hear the piano playing. Oh, yeah, yeah. So maybe you might hear a little bit of piano playing. Yeah, we finished. Can you close it? So the two series finished yesterday. Game sevens yesterday going on, and kind of interesting outcomes. The first time ever that two road teams win two game sevens on the same day. That's pretty interesting. And also the teams that we didn't think possibly were going to win because the NBA didn't really want them to win won, which is interesting. The Knicks probably would have been the more marquee matchup, but the Pacers prevailed on a record-breaking shooting performance. Absolutely amazing. They shot 67%, and um, that made the difference for sure. Of course, OG tried to play last night. He could play for 5 minutes, got 5 points, and then immediately had to come out of the game. You wanna, okay? Would you? Are you distracting? Um, and that was pretty cool. And Siakam was like perfect from the field for the first part of the game, and finished really strong. And Halliburton stepped up, and there was just an overall, more healthy team for Indiana compared to New York. And New York tried to do valiant things with DiVincenzo and Burks, but it just was what it was. In some ways, I'm very, very happy. I feel like the Pacers will have a better shot against Boston trying to beat them. So it is what it is. It's supposed to be this way. Now, on the other side of things, they had a very interesting game. In fact, last night, apparently Scotty got on Twitch and was live watching Game 7 between Denver and Minnesota. So if you were lucky enough to see that notification, you might have been able to watch some of that Game 7 with Scotty Barnes, who was live on Twitch last night around, I guess it was around 9 p.m., guys, last night on Sunday. So, yeah, of course, the Wolves winning, that's amazing, honestly. So this ensures that there will be a totally new champion again this year, this NBA season. There's been a different NBA champion since we won the championship in 2019, and now there'll be another new one. Excuse me, I don't know what's going on. All right, here we go. Let me keep going with what I'm here to talk about today. Yeah, I'm really, really excited about the Wolves getting further because it's something that they haven't ever done, and they're going kind of further than they've never gone before. Anthony Edwards is fired up, and excuse me, I was just having a little bit of a sneezing attack for a second, and then Anthony Edwards. All right, what was I talking about? All right. Anyway, I'm kind of happy the Wolves won because now Jamal Murray is sadly out, but that means immediately after the game he announced he's going to play for Team Canada at the Paris Olympics this summer. So it's sad that both SGA and Jamal are both out of the playoffs at this point, but in some ways it's a really good hidden blessing that both of them are going to be able to just focus on the Olympic stuff now at this point, and they don't have to worry about any other stuff going on, those kind of things. So I think that that's a hidden blessing in disguise because in some ways, if the Nuggets had gone on a repeat run or something like that, it may be dubious whether Jamal could play for Canada in Paris. So yeah, we'll take the silver lining to whatever it is. I like that he announced it pretty much right away after the game last night. Yes, I want to play for Team Canada. So that's really good stuff there. If we're going to see the silver lining, I like the idea that there's going to be a new champion this year. I just don't want it to be Boston. Anybody but Boston. Pacers do it. Come on, Siakam. Get back to the finals, Pascal. You're getting your chance again to go there. And I'm really, really happy that Pascal's getting this far in the playoffs. It's very, very cool. Very, very happy for him as a Raptors fan to see Siakam get excellence and go real far in the playoffs. And man, that was a good series between the Knicks. Of course, the Knicks fans are salty. They're going to probably say, well, if we had been healthy, we would have beat the Pacers for sure. I want to give credit to Rick Carlisle. Rick Carlisle is an amazing coach. And I mean, I think that the way that the Pacers shot in a game seven in a hostile visitor arena, I mean, they're visitors in the arena at MSG. That's pretty impressive, honestly. Most of the time, if you're on the road, it's very hard to shoot a high percentage. And then also, on top of that, you're playing in a game seven playoff atmosphere in Madison Square Garden with a crazy ass Knicks Nation. You tell me that's not impressive that the Pacers were able to shoot that well last night. Seriously, that's amazing. I'm not lying. Seriously, that is crazy good. I've heard this story that the WNBA is investigating the Las Vegas Aces for special deals with Las Vegas Tourism Board. The tourism board wanted to reward the Las Vegas Aces for playing really well and getting two championships, and well, they cut a couple of deals with these young women on the side, but not as a team, as individuals. But the WNBA somehow is kind of mad at them because they're supplementing their income and they're actually getting like an extra $100,000 each. So I don't know. I think that they just maybe be overreaching. If some ways, if somebody wants to pay these women more money, why don't you just let them? And I know maybe it's an unfair imbalance because maybe they're getting an extra stipend compared to the other WNBA teams. But yeah, they'll have to figure this out. They'll have to figure out how this kind of like extra payment for advertising or whatever people want to come in and pay them extra for like whatever, like the Vegas Tourism Board. That's gonna be something they got to figure out. Yeah, it's too bad I missed Scotty, but it was really late here when Scotty was online. Let's see. Let's look at the Instagram stories. First, we got DeMar DeRozan. He's walking with little Frankie. It's very cool to see DeMar's son growing up a little bit more. He's getting a little bit past that toddler stage, and he's got a song playing, and I be stunting like my daddy. That's a beautiful thing to see DeMar with his son Frankie. Very, very cool to see that. Of course, Mr. New York City is saying, whatever chapter of your life you're in, be in it. Marquise Noel is saying, even in the worst moments of your life, there is something that is meant for you, a lesson, an experience, a connection. Life is always teaching you something. Pay attention. Trust that this chapter is preparing you for something amazing that's coming that hasn't happened yet. Here you go, Marquise Noel with some words of wisdom. Make a way or find a way, but never make any excuses. That's what Marquise is saying this morning. And he's professing that he is blessed, prosperous, redeemed, forgiven, all those great things. He was watching the Game 7 of Denver and Minnesota somewhere nice last night, and he said he's back in this mode. Only difference now is it's with everybody. He's back in K-State mode, getting ready to take on everybody and win, win, win. Emmanuel quickly had an interesting night last night. This was pretty cool, actually. Of course, the Knicks got eliminated from the playoffs last night in Game 7, and that's his former team that traded him this year for OG Anunoby and Precious Achiuwa and Malachi Flynn. And, well, for some reason, at the end of the Knicks game, when the Pacers put him out, Emmanuel went live on Instagram, and it was awesome. I'm not gonna lie. Emmanuel plays drums, and he was at church last night. It was Sunday night, and he is like the church drummer, and they were doing the testimony and the preaching, and he was just kind of adding the flair in the back, like hitting the hi hat and the cymbals, and at times he would like do 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 do. Oh man, he had chops. People were calling him Quick Love in the comments last night. A lot of very sad on the ledge. Knicks fans coming in there immediately from the exit and just saying, "Oh, we miss you. We wish you were on our team because, oh, we just lost. It's horrible. All this stuff." But Emmanuel was bad. He was on those drums. He's like, just playing. Oh, it was cool. I had to watch him for like about 45 minutes just playing the drums at his church last night on Instagram Live. It was a vibe. Let me just put it that way. And I don't know if he was on there on live on that timing of that with what happened with the Knicks or what was going on there. Of course, I'm very confident that this man's going to be a Raptor next season. As much as these Knicks fans were pleading and on their knees, "Oh, please, Emmanuel, come back, please. We needed you today," is what they were saying. They're like, "We're so beat up and hurt. We needed you today," was what they were saying to Emmanuel. Yeah, he was cool on the drums. Actually, telling you from my experience watching a lot of musicians and bands over the years, Emmanuel's got chops on drum set. I'm not gonna lie, this dude can actually really play the drums good. It's this dude's just really talented. We love you, Emmanuel Skipley. Yes, he was also playing 2K afterwards. He went home after church and messing around on the drums there to play some 2K. And he's like, he wants to smoke. He's top 20 in the world with his crew. And I see the emblem on the board on the floor where he plays. His home court is a Toronto Raptors home court. So just so y'all know, orange and blue. Just so y'all know. Yeah. Oh man, I wonder how Oakley responded. Well, Oak was in the kitchen last night cooking once again. Charles Oakley in the kitchen, just putting that really good spread out. Oh my gosh, this food looks so good. Yeah, I don't know. That's the way you cope with what happened last night. Dennis has a new YouTube clip. Dennis Schroeder. If you guys want to still watch Dennis, and then I think it was his sister's birthday. So happy birthday to his sister. And yeah, that's what's going on there. Let's see, is there anything else? I think that's pretty much the Instagram stories right there. All right, let me see what else there is to talk about that I want to. Oh, we had our WNBA fantasy matchups for the first weekend, and David just barely beat me on the last day. That made me mad. Morgan beating Cool Cat, Kareem beating JP, Meredith beating James, and Fiercely beat Edmund. Yeah, yeah. Let's see. Josh is saying, what was your favorite win today, or technically yesterday? I'm very happy for Siakam. I really am. I didn't really have a horse in the race with the Western Conference matchup. I would have been happy for either team because I like both the teams in the West. And it's not that I don't like the Knicks. It's just that I really like the Pacers more than the Knicks. And it's partly because their coach, and also I like Miles Turner a lot. I have for a couple years. Like we wanted him in Toronto for a few years now because we knew maybe he would go good with Siakam. Well, they came and got Siakam instead. But yeah, Siakam is one of my favorite Raptors of all time, and I love OG too. But it was tough to decide this. I'm a really big fan of Precious also. But yeah, I was rooting for Indiana, and I'm glad that they won. But we'll have to see what happens with the Celtics. I truly believe that the Knicks would beat the Celtics if they were fully healthy, and I'm really hoping that the Pacers can beat the Celtics otherwise. So we'll have to see. If it's my way, it's either anybody but the Celtics win. So if the Pacers win, I'm happy. If the Timberwolves or the Mavericks win, I'm happy. I'm not as happy if the Mavericks win. I think my favorite team to win right now is Pacers, Timberwolves, Mavericks, and then Celtics out of the four that are left. But yeah, and who would have thought that this would be the four teams at the end of the season? I mean, a lot of people probably penciled in the Boston. They say, yeah, Boston. But the other three teams are actually kind of a surprise if you really think about it. I mean, the Raptors themselves, for how bad our season was this year, we beat all three of the teams in the top four except for the Celtics this year. We beat the Minnesota Timberwolves on the opening day of the season at home. In the first game that Darko Rajakovic head coached, he won and he beat the Timberwolves. So that's a big deal. And we beat the Pacers in a crazy 1 point game in the fall also. It was very high scoring. And we did beat the Dallas Mavericks also in the early part of the season when we were actually pretty good. So it was kind of interesting. Let's see, Josh is saying, I can't stand the Knicks or the Celtics. I'm a Sixers fan. Laugh out loud. This is where we can have common ground. I know with you guys, I had a rooting interest because of Kyle, and I'm not happy with Nick. But there are players on your team I really like. Like I like Maxi. But man, I'm with you on this. I've been telling people I want to see the Celtics out, and whoever will take them out, I kind of put a bounty on them, and I said to people on the state channel, I was like, if your team puts them out, I will wear your gear on my channel. I'm always wearing Raptor stuff, but depending on who puts the Celtics out, I'll put on their team colors or wear something like a hat or something to them. That was my bounty I put on them. I actually had a bounty on your team too, but listen, I knew Nick was going to be really tough, and it's the same thing with Thibodeau. This is the crazy thing. Nick Nurse and Tom Thibodeau are great coaches, but they demand so much of their players. And the way that they ask their players to play defense is not totally fair to their bodies. And we see the results in this. In some ways, a little bit of load management in the right ways with minutes during the year. I was very critical of Nick Nurse or this in his last couple years of coaching the Toronto Raptors. It's like, Nick, man, you can't keep playing Pascal, OG, and Fred 40 minutes a game every single game the whole season and expect them in the playoffs to be healthy and able to still play that. And this is really kind of what happened with Embiid. In some ways, he ran him into the ground 3 quarters and through the season, and Thibodeau, well, he ran his guys in the ground by the end of it all too. So there's got to be a balance here. Maybe Carlisle's got a better idea of how to manage his guys so they're not totally overworked and run, this kind of stuff. Really is a sports science to medicine in the NBA for sure. All right, I don't know if I'm going to talk anymore, guys. I appreciate you, Josh, for being here with me late in the evening in the very it's 3:41 a.m. Eastern Time. I usually go on at 9:30 a.m., but I'm going on a sightseeing tour bus in Tallinn, Estonia today, so I won't be back in time to do my regular stream. So y'all will get up and see me and my reaction to the games yesterday. Good job, Pacers and Rick Carlisle. Proud of you, Pascal Siakam. And I'm actually kind of glad the Team Canada guys are off now for the summer so they can be ready for the red and the white when we go to Paris, France for the Olympics and try and make a name for the Team Canada in international basketball play on a higher level, an even higher level. We got the bronze last year at FIBA World Cup, and well, we're trying to make it known that we're around. Yeah, let's see. Let's see. Josh is saying, "Hey man, have a good one, bro. Have fun. I'm gonna subscribe." Thanks, man. We have a few Sixers fans that watch the channel. Of course, there's a lot of crossover between our storied franchises, the Iverson Carter series. Oh man, and all the different times we've played each other. But yeah, big ups to you, Sixers fan, and Tyrese Maxey is awesome. I have to say that I have a lot of respect for Tyrese Maxey. Y'all just need to get rid of Harris. You get rid of Harris, he's the albatross around your neck as far as your budget with your salary. All right, I'll see y'all later. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. If you can subscribe like Josh did just now, that'd be awesome. And I'll be back tomorrow with another daily update. Raptors news every day, 9:30 a.m. Eastern, a little earlier today. So just yeah, you're getting up for your Monday morning. You're gonna have Lex right away because I have to go. I'm heading out the door right now. All right. So thanks everybody, and I'll see everybody tomorrow. Let's go Raptors. And you know what? Hey, let's go Kyle Lowry, the GROAT. We love you, Philadelphia's own Kyle Lowry. You are a badass, and we want to retire your jersey, my guy. All right, let's go Raptors. Let's go Raptors. Let's go Raptors. It's not turning off. Let's go Raptors. Now it's turning off.